my favorite special interest in a historical period, the Victorian era. Now, during this time, various European powers, especially Britain, were going out and colonizing, taking over, the rest of the world. They were, quote unquote, discovering countries that had already been there and people that had already populated those countries.
They were discovering these countries that had already been discovered.
Exactly. And so the British were violently taking over the world. Part of that drive that they had was to find what they thought were new to them species of animals. And so you get this rise of what we call naturalists, and that would be someone like Darwin or Wallace. And these were men who would go on voyages and end up in parts of the world that previous British folks had not been in. And they would discover, because again, these were not new creatures to the indigenous peoples, but to the British, they were. The British Museum has been called the world's largest receiver of stolen goods.
Yeah.
This was, again, that time period where the British Museum stole priceless artifacts and endangered species that are now endangered, from cultures all over the world. So just in case you were wondering why many different countries don't seem to have a lot of ancient artifacts, that's because they're in the British Museum.
Let me just say, if the British Museum has no haters, I'm dead.
Even though the British Museum is the greatest thief in the world, some of the things that they do have specimens of are scientifically and historically very important. And that also plays into our story.